They take off.
Yeah, it was. And the next story you're going to hear actually from 4 more. Haley, it's interesting. Of course, this is the big race day, right? This is what people are preparing for. But you heard one of those mushers say in the last story, it takes a long time to get ready for a race like this. How long? A lot longer than you would expect. A whole year. You'll hear that from our mushers right now. When you watch a dog sled competition, what you see is the finished product.
Ready? Are you going to be shy?
What you don't see is the preamble to the race and the months and months of training it takes to be ready to roll. Think of it, as musher Lauren Stukenborg would suggest, as if you yourself were getting ready to run a race.
Just like people can't, I couldn't just get up off the couch and go run a marathon tomorrow. I would take months and months to prep for it. These dogs also have to take months to prep for these races.
The preparation for February starts the fall before. Mushers first have to find the dogs they believe have racing potential. And when the leaves change colors, it's full steam ahead.
It starts way back for me in September, and we start training short miles and building muscle, and we just eventually build up. So we start at 4 miles, and we go to 6 and 8 and 10 and 12 and continue up until we're running 40-mile runs.
Coming in the fall, since the temperature gets cold, August, September, we're going to be running them 2 to 3 days on to 1 day off. So even if you're working or not, you're still spending a tremendous amount of time out there with the dogs.
So once the dogs have built that endurance, what comes next? For musher Lynn Whitty, it's getting her racers to set an appropriate pace, a pace that is both fast but feasible to run at for long periods of time.
Probably there is for every dog team. I'm running mine like 12.5 to 13.5 miles an hour.
That's fast.
Depending on the hills, of course, and the snow conditions.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I'm training. That's what I've learned to train him at.
Once training is complete, then it's time to pack up and head to Marquette for race day. And that's where the role of the musher is at its peak. Bestian says there's an art to cultivating a great relationship between dogs and their owners.
I'm the coach and the motivator. I'm the one that is in control of their feed, their nutritional diets, and of course their training. So we are, if we're running an 8-dog race, I'm the 9th dog, basically.
But if trained properly, all mushers say the race will end up being the easiest part of the process. It's why the build-up to the event is, in some aspects, more important than the event itself.
To me, it's the most important. They'll do what you want them to do. And they've learned that, and they trust you. I think that's huge that they trust you and I trust them.
Reporting, Isaac Petcash, 19 News.